was a lot of times when nobody wasn't telling me good job, so I had to pump myself up and like, good job, Larry, keep going. If you put that out to the universe, they gonna give it back to you. You know what I mean? Straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up.
If you're an artist who wants to build an audience and make work that people really love, then I built this video for you. Coming up, we're going to be looking at the creative process of both Larry June and the Alchemist, trying to understand more deeply one of the key principles that brings both these artists together and helps them separate their work from the rest.
Good job, Larry.
Man, deviated leather in this 911. Been the corner, I'm on Hayes Street, copping the windbreaker. Detail.
Have to with the fragments. The madness method rampant these days.
Larry and the Alchemist are two artists with an impressively loyal fan base. And for me, it's the specifics and details of their work that allow it to cut through. As artists, we take inspiration from the work of others, but it's easy to fall into patterns of recreating what we hear. Of course, we should immerse ourselves deeply in the art that sits around us, but when you're writing that line or working on that beat, it's important to open up your viewfinder to the complexity of reality and your specific experience.
I'll be mad at people because we all got the same resource, which is the world. Like, there's clearly ingredients. You feel me? Like, from how you live your life to like the music that you listening to, you know, like shit you do with your hands. Like, I'm like really like on people.
The best art, the stuff that really connects, digs into the specifics of that human experience. And often it's these little details that audiences truly connect with. It's something about respect and the listener recognizing that specific detail that you've put in and the care and reflection of the complexity of reality that lies within it.
Billy Wiz tells the truth. He cooked chicken in his boxes late night.
Strobe light, live for the living. I made chicken late night in my boxes, burning up the kitchen. She passed out right when I.
The truth is oftentimes the most beautiful shit. Woods always shows you that. It's the little details with Woods, right?
Bury me in a borrowed suit. Give my babies my rhyme books, but tell them do you.
There's sections of a song, right? And you put in your magnifying glass and you make each section special, right? An album is a big song, and there's moments everywhere throughout that album, just like there's moments in a song. I started looking at it like that. Like, all right, if I could keep a song interesting, then I gotta be able to keep an album interesting and treat it like one big fucking song.
Electricity, Ferrari, Testarossa, they floated it in from Italy.
Yeah.
All of my rings are sorted individually. All them things like an ornament on a Christmas tree.
So when we make stuff, we're really looking to put those things in that might just catch the ear or eye of a single listener, showing that respect for them and reflecting something of the complexity of their reality that really makes them go, yes, I love this piece of work. My experience of Larry's writing is all about that, with lists of details and documentation of his lifestyle, always searching for those specifics that will differentiate his lyrics from others.
I paint a picture like Martin Johnson. Jobs by my sink, Turkish Cotton is different, you wasn't spotted.
Man, how'd you develop your rap style though, man? It's intricate, right?
Yeah.
It's not, but it's so seamless. It's smooth.
Yeah, that's real life. I'm hopping in the Porsche with the deviated leather, with the stitching and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm been in the corner to go grab me a windbreaker real quick. You know what I'm saying? Real peaceful shit like that on some daily shit. Merchandise, you gotta keep the merchandise. Work it right, get it to the people. Push a hard line. Start a corporation and bet on yourself every time. Put them on payroll. Make sure your taxes right. Right.
My own background is in fiction writing, and there's a quote that's really taught ad nauseum in that practice, because it comes back to a lot of the problems with bad or lazy representation of the world in fiction and art. In the particular, it's contained the universal. Joyce was right here, no doubt, because it really is those complexities and details that come to represent a kind of truth for the audience. So as an artist, when we're leaving a piece of our work shaded or painting with too broad brushstrokes, we're really missing that opportunity to step out of the piece of work and provide that specific textual element or lyrical detail that's really going to speak directly to the true and complex experience of our audience. Reflecting on this, I want to jump into the approach these two artists take with their creative process, getting out the magnifying glass where possible and trying not to miss an opportunity to separate their work from others and truly connect with their audience.
Great Escape, legendary album, man. Took us a lot of time to do it, so we made sure the details was on point, exquisite.
I know I'm gonna get Larry to do what he's gonna do, but I also want to make the sonics to fit.
I was in the studio with him every day, probably 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? And he, you know, he taught me, man, that consistent, like just being in the environment, I met a lot of people and just like putting that work in every day. So it went from 3 hours to like 10.
I might come in and finish a mix. I might come in and get to a batch of records that I've been meaning to listen to. I might finish up the beat from the night before. Sometimes I might be in here for 17 hours, literally, in one chair.
It took a while, but when I took it seriously, I feel like it was instant. You know what I'm saying? People seen me all them years, but I stopped and I fell back. I had to provide for myself and shit, but when I said fuck it, and I put all my time into it, it was a wrap.
So we've looked at the philosophy of being detail focused and the approach to our work that's going to allow that to come through. Now to close this video, I want to look at the underpinning attitude that pulls all this together. It's a mentality towards the listener based on respect, dropping the boundaries between artist and audience and always coming back to that key idea of authenticity.
Good, man. You want everybody to stay healthy, man. No GMOs, man. Stay healthy on the punk bitch. Do good, man. Ride your bike. Go hiking, man. So when I turned 15, I dropped a mixtape. I found beats online. I just rapped on industry beats, and I pressed up CDs, and I took that same formula, and I was selling my own CDs and handing out flyers. I mean, I'm at the movie theaters, the malls, every high school, so I'm already hand to hand. So when I decided to change my life fully, I used that again, and I started going to the beach and popping the trunk, and I was selling orange juice, hoodies, freshly squeezed orange juice. I'm busting them down out the trunk, $13 a bottle, and I'm hand in hand with the people. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, fuck with the industry talking about. I'm with the people. I'm outside. I'm going everywhere. Anywhere I go, boom. I don't care if it's 10 people. I'm selling 10 things to every money here. Y'all gonna remember everything and shit.
He's a real example of word of mouth. Like Larry's fans, like everywhere we go, they pop up on him and they feel compelled to tell him who the person is who introduced them to their music. Yo, my man Joe went to school with, yo, my friend at work, and now I love your shit. It's really, you could see like the power of, it was organic, literally, like he built his shit up from people loving the music, loving him, and the music being a byproduct of it. And I think it's the authenticity.
But you the same way though.
I try, but you know, staying authentic. And I think, you know, like I always tell him, people love him.
I hope you got something from the piece. And if you're interested at all in some of the sound and video editing techniques that I'm using in this work, check out the link to my free newsletter in the description below. Where coming this week, I'm going to be starting to explore some of the tools and practices I'm using to create this work. And with that said, thanks for watching and peace in your creative work until next time.
I love y'all, appreciate y'all.
Good job, Larry.
Man, deviated leather in this 911. Been the corner, I'm on Hayes Street, copping the windbreaker. Details, spent 500 for the salt shaker. Las Vegas, at the crab table, betting Ben take. Courtside, macking on in my Invisalign. So many whips, I cannot decide. Check it out. Do a couple numbers in the morning, then I'm smashing out. Having more money than we having clout. What's the drought? Keep it going. Street saying I'm the coldest out. Press the little button, it'll park yourself. Add me